What is up, Life Fam? It is David, your spiritual awakening coach, here to help you through your spiritual awakening. Has your DM ran off to a karmic? Is there a third party involved on your twin flame journey? Well, guys, you know that I am here to empower you, help you find your voice and your sovereignty. And that usually starts by debunking some of the shit that these other huge twin flame channels are trying to push. So today we're going to dig into this concept about the DM karmic. Do you know that believing that your DM has ran to a karmic is one of the most destructive and harmful things that you can believe? Because this other person that they've ran off to, as soon as you start to dehumanize, discredit, and categorize them as something temporary, you bypass looking at what you may have done to cause your DM to run. You also buy in and perpetuate this fallacy that these big twin flame channels are trying to push, that you're always supposed to end up with your twin flame no matter what. Well, that causes you to put your life on hold until your DM pays off some past life karma with this other person. And then once that debt is paid off, you can get back to living your life again? What? Do you have any idea how harmful, destructive, and mentally unhealthy that is to believe? First of all, you have no idea whether or not your DM has spent a past life with that person or not. It's laughable when humans take concepts of the esoteric and eternal energy and apply these low vibe human concepts like debt to it. Energy is not a student loan. It's not a credit card. Okay, guys? Listen, and the ego is obsessed with possession, control, and feeling special. So if the ego can discredit and dehumanize this other person, then the ego gets to lift itself up. Basically, you're playing the game of the ego tearing down to lift yourself up. Don't fall for these third grade antics that these huge twin flame channels push to keep you binge watching. Anything that causes the bruised ego to take accountability, oh, we've got to discredit that. We've got to make that temporary. We have to dehumanize that. We got to stroke the ego of the viewer so that they keep binge watching and paying for services, basically. My DM has ran off with a karmic. Maybe your DM has ran off to a soulmate. Maybe your DM has ran off to the one. Ooh, that hurts, doesn't it? Don't want to hear that, do you? Why? Because it doesn't discredit and dehumanize the person that your DM has ran off to, while simultaneously raising up your ego and making your ego feel like the special one that your DM is always supposed to end up with, no matter what. And it also doesn't make that other person temporary. See, as soon as you stop dehumanizing and discrediting the person your DM ran off to, the sooner you'll be able to take an honest look at your role in why you're in twin flame separation. Let's go through some examples. Let's say that you have wounded masculine energy. If you have wounded masculine energy, you are in your DM's lane. I can tell you, as a divine masculine, if you have wounded masculine energy, there's going to be some headbutting and you're not going to be in my lane, period. I'm going to get you out of my lane quick, okay? So, maybe your DM ran off to someone who is very centered and comfortable in their dominant frequency of divine feminine. Maybe that person is providing a safe space for your divine masculine to express healthy divine masculine energy in a place of non-resistance and no judgment. Ever think of that? Or let's say that you have abandonment trauma. That abandonment trauma is going to cause you to over cling, over neediness, over control, and trauma bond to soothe that abandonment trauma. But as soon as you say, oh no, he left me to go pay off some past life debt with this other person, you're not looking at why he actually left, which was you trying to love him through the filter of abandonment trauma or an anxious attachment style. And when you're not looking at your abandonment trauma, you're not healing your abandonment trauma, which means you're going to continue to push relationships out of your life, especially your DM. Now, guys, I'm not saying when your DM runs, it's always your fault. But I am saying that when you discredit and dehumanize this other person and make this other person a temporary thing, you're just bypassing while simultaneously stroking that bruised ego. You're playing the ego's game. Remember, all change and empowerment starts here. when you are pointing the finger at some supposed karmic that he has to supposedly pay off some past life, whatever the frig, you're pointing your finger at the person that you just gave all of your power to. You got to point the finger here. This is what determines what you're a vibrational match to experience, not that, this, or anything else. This is what determines. This is where all of your power is. And it's very interesting that these huge twin flame channels, anything that goes against their narrative of the twin flame relationship being this idealized thing floating up in the sky and you're the most special match for your twin, anything that goes against that narrative, we got to come up with these bypassing mechanisms to make that something insignificant and temporary so that the bruised ego feels special and you'll continue binge watching and growing their channel. This is not healing. This doesn't heal the trauma that may have caused your twin to run in the first place. This is bypassing. This is not healing. All of your power is found in the healing of your trauma, not in the bypassing of it. All right, guys, if this video has helped to empower you and to break some of the brainwashing from some of these huge twin flame channels, then please let me know in the comments below. Also, if you know someone that is in twin flame separation and they are just brainwashed with obsessing over someone else and they're bypassing doing the healing, then help them find their power, help them find their voice, and share this video with them. The only way that we're going to empower our fellow human is to get them to look within instead of looking without. The only way out is in. I love you guys. Namaste.